dressed spaghetti. I wanted to get a close-up of what the olive oil looks like. Welcome back to Cooking with Nonno. I'm making my lunch today at the outdoor kitchen. It's probably 90 degrees, high humidity. So I was doing some yard work. I'm expanding Stacy's garden. And earlier today I had prepped all my ingredients for lunch. I've been waiting a long time for some ripe Roma tomatoes. So stay tuned. We're going to cook up some spaghetti with a fresh Roma tomato sauce. I'll be back in just a few minutes once my water comes up to a boil, and I'll start to add my ingredients into my pan. So my water's come up to a boil. I'm going to start by adding some of my ingredients. So I've got a fresh peperoncino that I grew. It's organic. I only used half. This is really spicy, or hot I should say. I'm also going to add some fresh thyme from my garden. A little rosemary I also grew. And I've got 6 cloves of garlic that I had smashed and roughly diced. I've got about 14 Roma tomatoes. These are organic. They were grown in my garden. They've been sitting for about 2 hours in some olive oil, sea salt, black pepper, freshly grated, and a little bit of dried oregano. Now, a lot of Italian dishes call for anchovies. They're salty. You typically don't taste any fish once they've melted in to the olive oil. Today I'm going to be using Kalamata olives. They're brined, they're salty. You get a similar flavor profile in the background, so in lieu of using any anchovies, I'm going to use some Kalamata olives. I've got a half a pound of organic spaghetti. I'll drop that in the boiling water in just a minute. To the boiling water, I've added a heaping tablespoon of sea salt. Really smells good. Turn this up just a little bit. So I'll be back in just a minute. When I add my tomatoes, at that point, I'll probably go ahead and add my pasta. So I'll be back in just a minute. I wanted to get a close-up of what the olive oil looks like. So what we're trying to do here is achieve a lot of flavor. Again, we're looking to layer our flavors. We've got a half a peperoncino, rosemary, thyme, all fresh, so lots of essential oil in it. 6 cloves of garlic. And in just a minute, we'll add our Kalamata olives and our organic, homegrown Roma tomatoes. My garlic is just starting to get golden brown. I don't want to go any more in the cooking of it. Now I'm going to add in my Roma tomatoes. Try and get a lot of that juice that might be sitting in the bottom of this bowl out. Cooking over a medium heat right now. Want to add in my olives. Also have a little Chardonnay, maybe about 1/8 of a cup ought to be plenty. Maybe once around. Now putting a lid on, I want to speed up the cooking time, and really what I'm looking for is these tomatoes to soften up. Eventually they'll break down, but the skin is still on it. So once they start to soften, I can remove the skins. You don't have to do that, it's optional. I like to do it. So versus slicing the tomato, making a cut in it, putting it in boiling water, ice bath, peeling the skin, I take the skin off this way. Now I'm going to drop my pasta in. An organic spaghetti. It has a cook time of about 11 minutes, so I'll cook it just slightly short of that. I'll set a timer. That's live, keeping it real. Put the lid back on for a minute. Now I can feel my tomatoes, they're starting to soften up. Wow, smells great. You can smell all the fresh ingredients, the white wine. So I'll be back in just a minute when we're a little bit further along in the cooking process. We're coming up on the 3-minute mark, and I just wanted to show you how I pick out the skins. So, just like that, they tend to come right off. That's optional, it's up to you. I don't care for them, so I try and take out as many as possible. You can see the tomatoes are starting to break down, and from there it's really easy to get a hold of any of the skin that's come off, and we'll just remove it. Alright, we're about 3.5 minutes. We'll come back at about the 9-minute mark. So we're right at the 9.5-minute mark. I've shut my spaghetti off. Let's just spend 1 minute checking to see if we have any more skin we can remove here real quick. Again, as I stir it, I try and break up the tomato just a little bit, and if I see a skin or two, I'll remove them. Again, this isn't necessary. It's up to you if you want to do it. I've got most of them out, so we'll go ahead and put our pasta spaghetti. Turn my heat down a little bit. Now I want to coat the spaghetti with the sauce. Remember, it's got about 2 minutes of cooking time left, maybe a little longer. You don't want to overcook. And right at this time, here's a secret they never tell you. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of the pasta water. It's starchy water. I did season it, so it's a little salty. We're going to add that to this right now. Actually, I'm going to add 1/2 cup. What I like about this, it's the perfect sauce for the summer when it's warmer out. It's really light. It's got lots of flavor. And I don't like a lot of sauce over my spaghetti or any type of pasta. I like it more of a dressing, so lightly coated. I like the spaghetti or any other type of pasta to absorb a lot of these flavors. Put the lid on it for a little bit. So we're coming up on 11 minutes. I'll probably go another minute and I'll see where we're at as far as flavor and the doneness of the spaghetti. So I'll be back in just a few minutes and I'll plate some up and I'm going to enjoy my lunch poolside. We're at about 14 and a half minutes. We'll go ahead and remove the lid. We'll give it a final toss. I do have one other ingredient. I want to sprinkle in a little bit of Romano. There's the close-up. That looks really good. All right, black olive, a little tomato, garlic. This is my favorite way to eat my spaghetti. It's cooked al dente, so fresh, so light. There you go, there's my lunch. Cheers. I'll see you guys next time back here, cooking with Nonno at the outdoor kitchen, poolside. Primo went swimming, he's laying down in the sun right now. All right, thanks for watching. Here's the perfect bite. Kalamata olive, well-dressed spaghetti. I'm telling you, this is probably the best spaghetti dish I've ever made. Okay, I'm really enjoying this. Now, real quick, just a pro tip here. That's what I have left over. So obviously I'm going to be reheating this and enjoying it. It's going to be even better tomorrow or even later today. Pro tip from the chef Nonno: save some pasta water, reserve some pasta water. When you heat your spaghetti back up, add the pasta water. You can add a little olive oil, even a little butter if you want to richen things up.